Amy Khan here for Seconds Out with Adi Oladipo. We just witnessed the raucous atmosphere and Ajit Kabayel delivering what he wanted to his fans, a knockout finish over Damian Neber. There was some in the hardcore boxing circles believing that Neber might have posed a problem to him and could have caused the upset there, but boy, it wasn't to be.
Yeah, you could understand why people thought that. Number one, he's unbeaten. He's big. He can punch. And this was almost like his lottery ticket, right? An opportunity to come in, gate crash the heavyweight scene. And there's no better way than doing it in someone else's backyard. So I can see why some thought that. And to be fair, watching it from the first round, you're thinking, oh, he's landing uppercuts. He cut Kabayel, and Kabayel looks like he was kind of lunging with his shots and missing. And maybe the atmosphere was getting to him a little bit. But then Kabayel does what Kabayel does. Like, he really breaks you down. Like, he puts so much... Like, his gas tank's incredible because Neber was blowing out of his arse after a couple of rounds, right? You could feel like Neber felt the pressure and Kabayel was just getting going. And you could see it. He was almost just going through the gears, realising that he might have to take one or two, which he did. But when he started to get to him, Carl Frampton was next to me and he was like, I think Neber's done. And he was telling me he was done before I could see he was done, knowing that Neber's not going to be able to keep up with that kind of pressure.
Was that the performance that you say he's one, ready for Alexander Usyk, and two, can beat Alexander Usyk?
The second part's difficult because I think Alexander Usyk's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but he can certainly cause him problems. He can. And I always felt like Parker deserved Usyk. Then obviously Parker got beat by Wardley. So if we're going down the list of who deserves Alexander Usyk, it is Kabayel. Not for this. He deserves it for what he did previously. Arslan Bekmambetov, Frank Sanchez and Zhilei Zhang. The reason he gets it because of this is because now we know he can sell tickets. So he's no longer just a good unbeaten fighter. He's now a draw. That's also an unbeaten fighter. Like, dude, that was one of the greatest atmospheres. It sold out. Him versus Usyk, you know, can do a stadium over here. Just like that. So if I'm Usyk and I'm hearing behind the scenes that the Wilder fight isn't close as many people think it is, if I'm Usyk and I'm thinking about my second option, Kabayel has to be top of the tree. He has to be top of the tree unless he wants to, wait out for Fury. It just makes sense. It was always Kabayel or Parker. Parker lost. Wardley might say he's got an argument. I think Kabayel deserves it more.
If it's not to be Alexander Usyk, a couple of interested ringside observers in the form of, first of all, Lawrence Okoli, and then second of all, Filip Hrgović, who both want a shot at Kabayel too. What do you think about those fights for Kabayel if he doesn't get that Usyk shot?
I mean, both are exciting, right? Hrgović is probably more exciting because of the way Hrgović fights. I mean, go back and watch the Adelaide fight. Hrgović likes to fight. So Hrgović is very exciting. Lawrence Okoli, I interviewed him just now as well for DAZN, and he's desperate for it. I mean, these guys have made their way on their own dime here to get the fight. And you've got to respect that. They're not waiting for promoters to kind of say, okay, it's happening. They're like, no, I'm going to come in and force it. So I like that one as well. I love the Daniel Dubois fight. Because again, you know what Daniel Dubois is going to bring. Win or lose, you know Daniel Dubois is going to have a fight. And that's what I want to see. I want to see Kabayel in fights. And you can go down the list. I mean, there's about 5 or 6. Wardley, all of a sudden, is an exciting fight because the way Wardley punches. Wardley's dangerous until the fight's done. And it's not been done because Wardley's stopping people. So any of those guys are exciting. If I had to kind of pick one name out of all of that list, if not Usyk, I would probably say Hrgović.
How do you think Daniel Dubois would fare in that atmosphere?
Not good. Dude, not good. That isn't just loud. That's intimidating. That's almost scary. That's very... I was going to say it's like Josh Warrington Headingley when he was going to fight Mauricio Lara, but I think it's worse than that. Like, these are like... And I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's like football hooligans, that just like boxing. Like every time Kabayel landed, they went nuts. They went crazy. And again, I haven't experienced that for a while. I mean, look, again, we cover boxing week in, week out, and a lot of the big British fights. I mean, people are not really there until the co-main event. Doors open. These guys packed it in straight away. They're desperate for big time boxing here, and they were like a hungry pack of wolves. I mean, even when the fight was obviously the way in which they crowded the ring, that's intimidating. So if you're an away fighter fighting in that, mentally you've got to be on your A game completely. And the one person I know will be on his A game is the great Alexander Usyk. That won't faze him. That won't faze him at all. He can deal with it. Anyone else, I'm not quite sure.
A couple of news and notes before I let you go. First of all, talking about big time boxing, must include Tyson Fury to that list. What's your expectation of his return? Talk about a Makhmudov, a return that seems to be one that hasn't been rejected by Spencer Brown and others, but in terms of getting the big fights this year, he's put his list out, Fabio Wardley included in that. But what do you want from Tyson Fury this year?
It's difficult. Obviously, look, Tyson Fury would have been given the phone call a couple of months ago and say, okay, look, AJ. And he's taking his time making that decision, but he's finally decided yes. Because that's all the noise we're hearing, right? AJ in September. So his plans have been scuppered somewhat. I genuinely think it would have been Arslan Bekmambetov AJ. And I don't mind the Arslan Bekmambetov fight. I mean, he's big, he's a lump. Beat Dave Allen, it's an easy sell. The next one's going to be now, I guess, a question that no one can answer. Nobody can answer that question. It's going to be very, very difficult. Who knows what AJ does? Like, who knows? It's almost like a question we shouldn't even be talking about. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what Fury does. I mean, look, these Wardley and him seem to be going back and forth a little bit. It's a big fight. It's a world title fight. There's been a lot of talk about Fury wanting to become a three-time heavyweight world champion. I mean, you probably would make Fury a favourite over Wardley. But again, Wardley could chin him. I just like Fury being back. I think he's fantastic for the heavyweight division. I think he's a personality which we don't have many of. He's a character. He will sell the fight. And he delivers. Like, say what you want. I mean, those fights against Usyk, yes, he got beaten both, but it's not like it was 120, 108. I mean, a couple of those fights one of those fights was really close. I think the second one. I thought the first one he lost by a couple of rounds. The second one was close. So I'm happy he's back. But he's going to be wondering what he's back for, if not AJ. So I guess he's probably having those conversations with himself as well, whilst we all, I guess, patiently wait to see what happens.
Champion AJ for a number of years. What was it like hearing the news of that tragedy that befell him on the day?
Oh, very difficult, very difficult. I was in Dubai, actually, with my partner when the news came through. And you hear it, and then obviously the news trickles through. And with today's social media world, you don't know what's real and what's not. I generally thought it's AI. Honestly, I was like, because it wasn't coming through on the main pages. So I was like, what's going on? Then I think I saw the Ring magazine, and then you hear about two deaths, and you're thinking, is it bystanders? Like, who's passed away? Because you're in a car accident, you think maybe someone on, and then you start to get more information, then it starts to get worse and worse, and it doesn't get any better. And it's difficult. I think it's difficult for everyone. Obviously, more difficult for the families of Lats and Sinner, difficult for AJ. I was at the funeral and the gathering after, and there were so many people that Derek James flew in, which I thought was incredible. But I don't know, man. To go from one high of that America, Jake Paul, and not the beating of Jake Paul, AJ was, but just the adulation. Like, AJ's arrived in America, like, plans now for America. To go from that to that in the space of, 10 days? It's going to be very, very difficult mentally. So hopefully he's around people that care about him, loved ones, which I'm sure he will be. And I think everyone just needs to give him space and time. I'm seeing so many stories from so-called family members, which isn't true. AJ's retired. Let's give AJ time and let AJ make the right decisions when he's ready to talk. Up until then, I'm kind of not believing anything anyone else says apart from when AJ speaks.
That's it. I just want to end on a high note. Ade, you're looking slimmer. You're looking well. What's the plans for Ade Oladipo in 2026?
You know what? Yeah, no. You know what? I've just thought, let's start eating well, baby. I'm doing this little challenge again where I get down to 175. We're trying to get down to 168 maybe. I always like to do it just to see what boxers go through. I'm not going to have a fight. I'm too old for that. I'm 45 soon. But I just want to stay healthy. I think, again, what happened the back end of last year has kind of just made me kind of think of a few things differently in terms of goals and plans. And I think health is wealth, right? So I think that's probably why. So, I just want to enjoy myself, enjoy big fights, enjoy speaking to people like yourself, and just hopefully this ride for all of us continues. But that's exciting. That's got me excited, that has. Because now all of a sudden we have a new market. Do you know what I mean? We haven't been here for 10 years. And now all of a sudden you're like, we can go Germany now. So isn't always the UK, US and Saudi. We have someone else that can compete now, so that's good.
You sure you don't want to fight Gunman Boxing Promotions is looking?
I see that, actually. Well done to him. I see that. I mean, it depends. I mean, what has he got? What kind of money he got for me, brother? I mean, if we're talking high five, maybe low six figures, your boy might be able to do something. Anything than that, don't call me.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.